Um, what was the best thing about being in R.E.M., or as I like to say, being with R.E.M.? I mean, R.E.M.'s 3 people when I was in it. Haha, see what I did there? No, but the best thing about playing with R.E.M., well, there's so many things. I mean, first of all, they were and are, one of the most important bands for me of all time. And when I was a teenager, they're really right up there in my most listened to, most admired, most inspirational artists. Um, so just that was a treat. But the way they treated me was pretty incredible. They were so kind and forgiving. Like I mentioned in a previous answer, that I really didn't have much experience playing music outside of my own band. I'd played in Big Star, which is of course quite a huge honor as well, but that was about it. I mean, I'd been in like 2 other projects, the Posies, Big Star, Sky Cries Mary, and by the time I joined, I played in Lagwagon as well. I mean, yeah, I did some things, but anyway, this was like a whole different level. And again, I think one of the reasons that they chose me was precisely because I wasn't, one of those skilled, players, who's out of music school and stuff like that, and might, they wanted something unpredictable musically. And that doesn't mean that I was a poor player. I just, I am kind of an out of the box thinker in general, and I sometimes too much technique or too much theory can really actually be a constraint, to a certain point, especially in that kind of music, that's made with an independent creative spirit. So yeah, so all this to say is that they treated me very well and a lot of patience, and they never gave me the stink eye if I hit a bad note. I mean, they would hit bad notes sometimes or whatever. It's really not a big deal. I mean, it wasn't like it was a chronic problem for anyone. So their general attitude. There was a really cool thing actually when we were making Reveal, because again, making an R.E.M. record. I mean, I'd made quite a few records at that point and been on a major label and worked with great producers and stuff like that. But a record for R.E.M., I mean, they're an iconic band for everybody and an iconic band for me. I mean, I didn't want to that up. So that first day at the Warehouse Studios in Vancouver. That they were working on a song. I don't remember which one now, but I got this nice Hammond part, and it was perfectly professional. And the changing the Hammond speed, the swell or whatever it's called, so the Hammond the Leslie speeds up, and it makes that kind of taking off thing, kind of gospely sound or whatever. I did that at the perfect point, and and we got through a take of this first song, and Pat McCarthy is in the control room, and he like, Ken, and I'm like, oh God, what? He's like, it's a really nice part. Do you think you could do something more, Ken? And that was a big relief. I mean, granted that was Pat and not the band, but I mean, they were pretty in sync, and that I had that freedom to just do whatever, and then that session, instead of being something nerve-wracking where I better do something good, became a big playground, and it was so much fun. Just things like that, Of course, there was like, getting to play with Neil Young and all these other musicians that I met and stuff like that. It was just a huge eye-opening experience, and traveling the world. And I mean, I'd been traveling with my band as well, but this was a whole broader, longer, deeper, wider experience, and playing all these legendary venues like Red Rocks and Budokan and Hollywood Bowl. I mean, it was just incredible. I mean, I don't even know what the best thing. Of course, then there's the audiences who love this band so much, and like I mentioned in an earlier answer, some of those intense audiences, like I talked about Mexico City, and just they'd been waiting, in South Africa they've been waiting, and they just put so much anticipation and love into that moment. That's special. I mean, there's like 100,000 special things about playing with R.E.M. And it's truly a major chapter in my life, and changed my life in myriad ways.